I loved playing the first Frostpunk as it offered a very interesting colony management as well as survival management system with a steampunk inspired design with the various buildings and automatons you see across it. And it really did feel like it fit the desperate, intense atmosphere that 11-bit Studios was trying to create. The game offered a lot of choice in terms of how it built up the city, and it effectively told its story of what it takes to survive through its progression through either faith or order. It really made you think about how your choices impacted the people, and when I heard that they were making a sequel, I was ecstatic. When I first got into Frostpunk 2, I thought it was going to be very similar to Frostpunk 1 in that it focuses on the city as well as the survival elements that the first game emphasized, but in fact, this game is very different in that it emphasizes more of the political elements rather than the survival elements. The game is set at a larger scale with you managing no longer hundreds of people, but thousands of people, and rather than building individual buildings like in the first game, you're building districts for different people to build different buildings in for themselves. With this larger and grander scale, you do lose some of that human element in that you don't really care as much for the people as you don't see them as much in this game compared to the first game. And I feel like that was intentional as it really wants to make you feel like you're a politician that sees more numbers and spreadsheets rather than actual individual people, as you're more focused on the larger factions rather than the individual subjects in your city. So yeah, the factions in the game are the main aspect that makes the game very interesting in terms of how you have to politically maneuver these different groups and either praising them, denouncing them, making promises and granting agendas to them, or completely banishing them from your society, as these choices give you a real sense of tension between the different groups, which can eventually boil over into conflicts over different issues such as how you explore the different Frostland areas and how you gather food or oil for your colony. Through its gameplay, it forces the player to have to decide what kind of ruler they want to be, and it highlights the issues of democracy and how easy it is to go down the autocratic route as a way to avoid the bureaucratic dealings of the various factions in order to appease them. If I were to rate this game, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10, as I see the game as very effective in its storytelling of how different political systems work in terms of democracy, autocracy, and how the different factions meld into this whole storyline and really get you to think about how you want to develop your society. And I really do think that the game has some needs for improvement in terms of resource management, but besides that point, I do think that the game overall is very good and I would highly recommend you try it out. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you have your own thoughts on Frostpunk 2, please put that down in the comments below as I would love to hear from you guys. And besides that, like and subscribe if you got this far, and that's it. Bye.